There are people in America that are lazy. They're sitting around not doing work, choosing not to work, and collecting unemployment checks that are bigger than your salary. Unemployment checks. There are elderly people that spent their whole life not working and now are collecting Social Security from the government that is also bigger than your salary. And you might say, oh, the costs in America are more. And they are. Actually, I'll talk about this in a later module. They are much higher. But just because somebody has a higher cost does not mean that somebody from another country isn't worth that same amount. Why is a social media manager in America paid $4,000 when a social media manager in Colombia is paid $400? Why is that? Why is a good salary in Colombia $300 a month when a good salary in America is $5,000 a month? There's no reason for the exact same work. You're worth more than that. And I want you to see it. I want you to see it. You can look at the differences in work. Okay, somebody from America will design a website. There it is. Somebody from India will design a website. Now, because you're Indian and you designed this website, does that mean that it's only worth $250? Why is the Indian website worth $250 when the American website is worth $20,000? It's literally just mindset. You need to understand that you're worth more. You are not worth less because you live in another country. You have the exact same skills or even higher skills than the average American, and there's no reason for you to be underpaid because of your location. And if a company decides to pay you less because of your location, you need to quit that company and find a company that respects you and can afford to pay you what you're worth. Simple as that. Because what are you worth? You are worth exactly as much as you accept. And so if you continue to think you're worth $200 projects and $50 projects and even $800 projects, if you think you're worth that and you continue to accept deals that are $800, then guess what? You are worth $800. You are worth $200 because you continue to accept that low quality work. However, and what most people that are charging more understand is as soon as you stop thinking about $200 and you start thinking in terms of $2,000 or $25,000 or $100,000 projects, all of a sudden you're worth that. Nobody could pay me $200. I would take nothing before I would take $200. And I need you to think in that exact same term. There's more than enough work to go around. There's more than enough customers that are willing to pay you what you're worth. And just because you accept work at a higher rate does not mean you're going to miss out on business. Think about it like this. If you have, let's say there are 10 customers, and each one of those customers pay you $200 a month. Now, at the end of those 10 customers, you have $2,000. Great, $2,000. But if you look for, let's say, one customer that's paying you $2,000, now, instead of having 10, you might have 2 that are able to convert at that rate, right? Because 8 will now say no and they'll hire somebody else at 200. Well, you just converted 2 at 2,000 each. So now you're working with fewer clients and you're actually making double the amount of money. Instead of making $2,000 from 10 clients, now you're making $4,000 from 2 clients, making the exact same work, doing the exact same work. Is there any difference between the quality of work in India and the quality of work in America? You might say, stereotypes say yes. Is there any difference in the quality of work that Americans are producing and the quality of work that you're producing? Specifically, don't think about Indians having bad work. Don't think about South Americans having low quality work or people in Kenya or just Africa, the continent, having low quality work. Don't think about that at all. Think about, is the work that you are creating worth as much as the work that Americans are creating? And if it is, then you're worth what they're being paid. Hands down. A lot of companies are moving in this direction too. This is the wave of the future. People are understanding now that you can't underpay people just because they live in a location. Why is somebody in Silicon Valley, California, United States, why are they worth $250,000 or even $350,000 a year as a coder when a coder in India is only worth $20,000? They're working on the same website, they're working with the same back end, they have the same skill level, and yet they're paid 10 times less, consistently 10 times less. So somebody's making $200,000, you're making $20,000. Why? And the more important question is, why isn't that happening for all Indians or all South Americans? Why are there some that are able to get that $250,000 salary or even make millions a year, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month? Why are some people like that up here in your country and some people are down here where you are making $200 per project or $50 per project or even like $3 an hour? I was going to say $8 an hour. It's hard for me to even think at the scale that you're living at. And it just doesn't make any sense. You're worth it. There's nothing stopping you from charging more. There's nothing stopping you from adding a zero to your price. So I want you to think about that. What is the last price that you charged as a freelancer? And what would happen if you doubled it next time? More likely, what would happen if you charged 10 times more for the next project? And I'll tell you what would happen. Maybe the next person you pitch will turn you down. Maybe the next person you pitch after that will turn you down. But when you're charging 10 times more, you can get turned down 10 times more to find those perfect clients. And you won't get turned down 10 times more. That's what's going to unlock. You will end up closing fewer clients, but making more money because you're worth it. If you want to level up and start working with American clients, join American English today. Go down below, click that link, and I'll see you inside.